Warning: this video is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back to the Indie Horror Spotlight. I'm so glad you could join me. Today we're playing a game that looked just like every other indie game I've played on itch.io, but with the added benefit of fixed camera angles. This is Heartworm. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I love me some classic Resident Evil, Alone in the Dark, Silent Hill, where the static cameras really just built the atmosphere. So this is really exciting to me. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get into it. It's just a demo. It's not a full game, but deserves a spotlight anyway. Oh, that feels... Wow, it just feels so... That is exactly how it should feel. Maybe not that. That's a little slow for walking backwards. I'm not hungry. Well, what am I doing? It's a neat little apartment you've got here. My TV and VCR. VCR? I don't really feel like watching anything right now. I would imagine you can't watch anything on that dinosaur. Clinician's evaluation. Sam, redacted, 23-year-old female, average height, weight, no relevant medical history. Patient reported insomnia, recurring intrusive thoughts related to self-harm, harm to others, low self-esteem, obsessive tendencies, episodes of panic, and high baseline anxiety. Patient described these symptoms as chronic and varying in severity, possibly related to traumatic events from childhood. Patient also mentioned several social relationships suffering as a result of the symptoms. Preliminary labs returned normal. Heart rate and blood pressure elevated. Patient avoided eye contact and appeared anxious. She only spoke when queried. The patient appeared detached, preoccupied with thoughts. The following diagnoses are based on currently available information and may change as additional information becomes available. Post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, anxiety disorder unspecified, major depressive disorder, recurrent, moderate, panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. Need to gather more information. Patient referred to psychiatrist for further evaluation and urged to follow up at clinic in 7 days. Patient encouraged to research exposure therapy. I don't know what exposure therapy is, but it doesn't sound great. Just throw a VHS tape through my mail slot? Sure enough, I picked up the VHS tape, so I have an inventory. This is definitely an inventory. Just, you know, if I haven't said it already, this is really well done. I just put the tape in. Let's see what's on it. Yeah, let's see exactly what's on this tape that was just hucked through the mail slot from some rando guy. Is it The Ring? Is the Ring chick gonna pop out of the TV? Is this gonna be like Eternal Darkness? Oh, son of a bitch. That's an interesting... Do you remember? Not particularly. I don't even know what's going on right now. The doors are locked. The car looks so familiar. What's going on? So I can walk all the way over there. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna check it out. Do you remember? There's no quick turn, which... Oops. I don't want sticky keys. So big sad in that aspect, but running forward, I don't know. I guess if there's no monsters, running forward is all you need. It's around this way. I don't want to go inside. I want to explore. Wait, whoa. What was that? With the thunder and then the light and then The opening is too small to crawl through. Okay. Am I just like... Why am I invading personal space here? Looks like some kind of hatch. The doors won't open. Got it. I'ma just walk in your back door like that? I don't know where I am or what I'm doing here. But I feel like this is trespassing. The TV won't turn off. There's a VHS player. There's no tape in it. There are tapes right here. I can't fuck with them. The stairs are completely blocked off. Yeah. They sure are. Oh. I picked up the what key? A small key. The label reads garage. Oh. I was just at the garage. Garage. Wait, how do I get back out to the garage? How did I even get in here? That camera angle, just, developer, if you watch, this camera angle is not efficient for having a table right here. Like, should be up a little bit higher, more like in the upper corner. You can't see my mouse, and where my face is, pretty much. Like, if the room were laid out like the screen, where my face is, it should be where this camera is, because that table is just hard to look past. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the control. This is amazing. Just fucking fantastic. Feels great. Ooh, there's a book up there. And some tapes. Bunch of tapes. No tapes I can pick up, funny enough. It's a lot of fucking tapes everywhere. Narcissus and Goldman, Hermann Hesse. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps of all things of the mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and again, and the leaves fall, and in our own hearts we know that we, too, are transitionary, and will search for laws and formulate thoughts. It is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he, too, will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now and longer. It will go on shimmering in the quiet, cloistered church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling with the same sad, flowering mouth. That sounded very familiar. I feel like I've read that in a book somewhere. Was that a book that... Wait, what the hell? Developer. This probably shouldn't happen. Just saying. I wonder, is that just something I can do? Where do I hit the box to do that? From the side. And then I can get up there and around, probably. Sorry, developer, I don't mean to be breaking your game. But obviously I'm having a load of fun doing it. Alright, I'm outie 5,000 because I don't think there's anything in here I actually need. I can't pick up anything. There's no like ladder or anything. It says I need to get up there, but I can't for the life of me think of a way to get up there. Do I move this? Oh! in true Resident Evil fashion. Or Alone in the Dark fashion, because this feels a little bit more Alone in the Dark-esque than it does Resident Evil-y. Then again, you can draw inspiration from literally all of these because they're all very similar in style. Like, the moving camera is obviously very Silent Hill. I picked up the red book. Can I jump down? I want to jump down. Oh, wait, what was that? I saw something in that window out there. It was like a figure. I know I'm not going crazy. It was out of the corner of my eye for just like a brief second. I saw it earlier too. I know I'm not tripping. Alright, so I got a red book. I'm guessing it goes in the house somewhere. That study looked like it had books, perhaps. That's a good position for a camera. Okay, so let me go back that way. This right here is a fantastic camera angle. Nice, atmospheric, really like in position, gives it a cinematic feel. This is how a fixed camera angle should be positioned, where you can see everything you're supposed to be walking around, but it also still looks cinematic. This is, these simple camera angles are underestimated for just how powerful they are, because in a 4-directional angle like this, you can control these tank controls so much more efficiently than you could if, say, you were running diagonally constantly and the camera angle changed and it was behind you, whereas here, when I walk to the left, the camera doesn't change my direction. I'm still walking that way, and it's not hard to reorient yourself. That is great game design right there. Hallucinations as a trauma-based memory, implications for psychological interventions. Routine information processing involves a process called contextual integration, whereby detailed encoding of incoming stimuli takes place, which facilitates later memory recall. For example, which facilitates later memory recall. For example, being able to remember who was at your birthday by recalling a full contextual image of the event. Also being able to remember what happened before and after a specific event due to the integration of relevant temporal information. However, during a traumatic event, the need for a quick behavioral response requires rapid information processing. This is achieved through a temporary decrease in contextual integration and a quick response based on a basic perpetual processing. The provision of a rapid response to danger has the consequence of a vulnerability to experiencing intrusive memories of the stressful event as a future date. The reduced contextual processing of the trauma stimuli makes them difficult to recall on a voluntary basis, due to the lack of integration with cues which normally facilitate recall. However, the information is typically triggered involuntarily by stimuli which have a perceptual match to some aspect of the traumatic event, e.g., a sound or visual stimuli that invokes memory of the event. Therefore, within these theories, reduced levels of contextual integration are considered central to the development of trauma-related intrusive memories. Thereafter, the intrusions may be maintained through a number of cognitive and behavioral processes, such as avoidance, in order to develop a presentation of PTSD. However, in order to be diagnosed with PTSD, the individual or the clinician is likely to be confident that the intrusions are in fact memories of a stressful event. A number of pages are destroyed. In summary, the relationship between hearing voices, seeing visions, and traumatic events continues to intrigue clinical researchers. However, a full theoretical understanding remains elusive. The subgroup of voices and visions which are directly linked to stressful events are likely to be responsive to the interventions which are based on a well-developed theoretical understanding of reactions to trauma. Now, kind of hits pretty close. I experience similar things, and it's, in theory, right, stimulus is one of those things that does affect the brain unwillingly, because we have subconscious sectors that kind of react constantly between one another that we can't decipher. They're not working in our cognitive functions. That's why they're subconscious. So essentially what that means is you may not know it, but even if you, like, somebody steals your ice cream cone or breaks your crayon as a kid, that that one bad experience will be imprinted in one subconscious sector of your brain, kind of like a hard drive, and how hard drives store data. Think of it like a bad sector. When you run a disk repair after you've pulled it out without ejecting, it checks for something called bad sectors, which are corrupt pieces of data that can't be deciphered, but all it knows is they're bad. Post-trauma is much of the same, and you'll see flashes and get bits of data from it, but it's not really like... Some things you don't forget, though. This is a very smart, well-written... I wonder where they pulled it from, 'cause it's a very smart and well-written document. But the requisite creepy painting in the weird old house. No surprises here. But regardless of that, all of that, it still a very, very interesting topic to talk about, because there's a difference between having post-trauma and post-traumatic schizophrenia. Like, there's a massive difference that often goes unchecked between the two. And I felt that was pretty notable to mention. It was this way, wasn't it? I think it was this way. No, it wasn't this way. It was this way. Wait, there's a fridge over there. I didn't even look at that. Did I? What is this door? Oh, this is a basement. I didn't know there was a basement up in here. I rambled on about that thing for a moment. Camera? Camera. Why can I walk back here if there's nothing back here? Just, weird things like that. There's a lot of good decisions in this game clouded by weird decisions. Ah, so this is a puzzle. The moving camera segments are a really nice touch. I dig how it's sometimes static, but more often than not in motion. I tried calling, but your phone is disconnected and I didn't know what else to do. Everyone is worried. Your boss called and Mom said you stopped showing up. I called Jane, but she's not talking to you anymore. I know I haven't always been there for you, but if you need anything, I want to help. What's going on with you? Is this about what happened? It was 10 years ago, Sam. It's not your fault. You can't hang on to this forever. I love you. Please call me. T. I don't know who T is, but it sounds like a sister of some sort. Oh, I don't know if I... Is this an elevator? What? Down the rabbit hole I go. What the fuck is this? I was just at a house. Really pretty shot right there. This is fucking amazing. I wasn't nuts. I knew I saw it. Confirmation that I'm not a fucking lunatic. Oh, that was great. Says it's a demo. I don't know if it's ever going to get a full release or not, but it really deserves one because that was just fucking fantastic. I love when games go the extra mile to make you think for a moment about something other than what you were thinking about initially. Really give you a reason to expand your whole thought process for just if even a moment. This game got me thinking. And it got me thinking about something deep and personal, and that's what psychological horror is meant to do. I mean, it wasn't too scary. It didn't terrify me. It creeped me out to no end, and I saw some things out of the corner of my eyes. Yes, that's what I want to see. You know what? I'm gonna put the link to this one in the description. You need to play this and check it out and support the developer because this is fantastic. Top notch fixed cameras are just fucking adventure. Since it's such a cinematic adventure and you're not in combat, you don't need to worry about, I mean, there may be combat at some point. I can't speak for that. And if there is, add a quick turn, fix the walking backwards. But if there's not, if this is just a cinematic adventure, then don't let any of the tank controls bother you. People put off tank controls like they're just inherently a bad control scheme, and I've always been one to frankly disagree. I think tank controls were not the problem. I think how we used them and how we adapted camera angles around them was always the problem, because later Resident Evil titles like Code Veronica, where the camera moved around, the Silent Hill titles, hell, the Resident Evil remakes, where the only camera movement is a pan up and a pan down. Those games nailed it, and the tank controls were good. They're workable. Speedrunners are living proof that tank controls work just fine if you know how to use them. That's just the thing, is knowing how to use them. Anyway, I'm done rambling. This was a fantastic experience. There are buttons down there if you want to fuck with those. Thank you. Have a nice day.